Lauren, your order is ready. It was 1 vanilla latte, 1 lemon and ginger tea, 1 caramel macchiato, 1 cafe latte, and 1 grapefruit aid, right? Yes, that's right. Thanks, Jane. Can all of you come and collect your drinks, please? I can't remember who ordered what, you see. Jane, here's the money for it all. I got it in cash for you. Cash? You said that you liked being paid in cash, didn't you? Of course, cash is always good. You have to pay at the cashier now, don't you? Of course. That's $28 then, please. Thank you very much. Did you have any more calls after we spoke yesterday then? What? Aren't you busy now? Go and get on with your work. I can talk to you about it sometime when you aren't working. It's not like it's urgent or anything now, is it? I'm not busy. It's fine. I'm too curious to wait any longer. So, your husband's fine with running the coffee shop on his own for a while? Wouldn't it be hard for him? I've hired a part-time worker anyway, just to help cover the lunchtime and evening rush. She should be here in about 10 minutes, so it's fine. Oh, wow, your coffee shop must be doing pretty well now for you to be able to afford hire staff. Stop trying to avoid my question. What happened after we met yesterday then? What do you mean? What did he say to you on the phone? Well, he just said that he must have got the prescription wrong, that's all. Oh, that's what he said? Was it? That he thought he had got the dosage wrong again or something, right? Yes, that's right. I thought that was a very small dosage for someone so big. How could they do the same thing yet again? He might be timid, but this is going a bit far, isn't it? It's totally obvious that he's making up reasons to call you about the prescriptions, isn't it? He's the same size as me, though, isn't he? I'm only so timid because of my size. You were born like that, though, weren't you? Well, that's true. My whole family are like this. You said it came from your father's side of the family, didn't you? I guess there's no reason to even mention that, really. Anyone who's seen your dad would have no doubt where you get your build from. Yeah, Dad and I are like 2 peas in a pod. You really are. People will find it really interesting if your husband is pretty big too, don't you think? Jane, you got customers again now. I'd better be going. Come on in. What time does your pharmacy close today? In about 30 minutes. Come back here for a minute on your way home from work, won't you? Why, what do you want? Just come in on your way home for me. I'd better go and see to these customers. Okay, see you in a bit. What's all of this, Jane? Well, I was tidying up the kitchen and found some of your grand's dishes that she'd given me food in before. It just felt rude to return them empty, so I made some cupcakes and cookies to put in them. Wow, when did you make all of this? It looks amazing. You really didn't have to. Grand's probably forgotten all about the dishes, to be honest. She has hundreds of them. Well, I made it this morning. Your Grand's always making things for me. It only seemed right that I return the favor. Wow, they look amazing. You're definitely very talented. Thanks to your Gran, my morning sickness passed quickly and smoothly, didn't it? It's the least I could do. I'm really pleased that you got over it so quickly.
Oh, you're Max's daughter, Lauren, aren't you?
Yes, I am. And you're the doctor, Peter, right?
Yes, that's right. It's strange seeing you here. I almost didn't recognize you, you know? I've only seen you in the pharmacy in your white coat. It's strange seeing you in normal clothes.
Oh, I see. I guess I probably do look a bit different in normal clothes.
I did see you quickly when your dad invited me for drinks that one time too, didn't I?
Anyway, I better be off now. Dad and Gran will be waiting for me so we can have dinner together. They always wait for me to come home from work.
Oh, can you wait a second, please?
Why? What is it? What do you want? Hadn't you better get going, Lauren? Your Gran will be waiting for you. Oh, Peter wants me to wait. What do you want, anyway?
The insurance company has taken my car away, you see. I mean, the tow car took it, of course.
Oh dear, that's a pity. What does it have to do with me, though?
There was a problem with it and it broke down, you see.
Lauren, you'd really better be going. Your Gran.
I live near your place. Do you think you could possibly give me a lift on your way home, please? You have a car, right?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's lucky. I'll be able to save on the taxi fare. I've only eaten half of my cake. Will you be able to pack the rest so that I can take it home with me, please, Jane?
Excuse me?
It tastes really good, and it would be a waste to just leave it now, wouldn't it?
Ah, I see. Give it here, please. You seem to be really frugal.
Well, you have to be if you want to live a good life, don't you?
You even asked someone you don't even know to give you a lift home to save on your taxi fare. Jean! You better hurry up now, Lauren. Leave right away. Your dad and your gran will be getting worried about you. Okay, I'll be off then. See you again soon.
Wow, you drive really safely, you know? I'm impressed at what a good driver you are. You have great judgment and really good reactions as well.
Yes, I'm a pretty good driver, really.
How long have you been driving for?
I got my driving license as soon as I went to college, so quite a while now.
Oh, did your dad buy this car for you?
No, he didn't. I bought it myself.
Wow, I can't believe that you were able to buy yourself such a good car at such a young age. This is the kind of car that CEOs usually drive, isn't it? I don't think I've ever seen a woman driving one before, no offense.
Oh, yes.
Why don't you answer straight away when I ask you something?
I'm just a bit like that. You see, I like to think about what I'm going to say before answering.
Oh, okay, I see.
I didn't think that this car was very good fit for me at first, but when I went to the shop and saw it and took it for a test drive, I changed my mind and ended up buying it straight away.
You speak really slowly, don't you?
Yes, I'm a bit...
I guess it's because we're a bit different from the previous generations. It's definitely better to see and test drive cars. They can look and feel totally different to what you imagined they would. This car is too expensive for me to even think of buying, though.
Each to their own, I guess.
That's true. You really are a good driver, though. I'm impressed.
It always makes me feel good when someone praises my driving, you know.
If there's a man that you like, you should show him your driving. I'm sure he'd fall for you immediately. Not because of the car, but because of your driving. It really is something, you know?
How do you know that I don't have a boyfriend already? Do I look like I wouldn't have one?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
How did you mean it then?
Oh, it's just something that your dad said to me before, that's all. He said that he thought he'd be really mad if his daughter got a boyfriend. It seems like he's really protective over you, you know?
Oh, Dad makes jokes about that all the time. Anyway, where should I drop you off?
Just over there, please. If you change lanes right now and turn right, there's a roundabout. Yes, right here, please. Thank you.
Okay then, take care.
We should get dinner or something together sometime, you know? I have to pay you back somehow for driving me home like this. I will pay you back for your kindness tonight. To be honest, I was gonna ask you if you wanted to have dinner and a drink with me tonight in that little bar over there, but since Jane said that your dad and Gran are waiting for you at home, I thought it would be bad manners, you see?
Okay, anyway, take care.
You see that bar over there, don't you? It is really good in there, you know? Let's go together sometime.
Okay, bye. What happened then? Was that the end of it? Did he say anything else to you? Yes, that was it. He got out of the car then. You better be careful of Peter, you know. Why do you say that? I've heard a lot of people talking about him, and he doesn't seem like a very nice person, that's all. Why? What's wrong with him? You know that my sister went to the same college as him, don't you? Yes, I thought she did. Well, he only ever dated girls from rich families, even then. He seems to just move from one rich girl to the next. How do you know that? Well, my sister was drinking in the bar outside college, you see. A lot of the students drank there, and Peter and his friends seemed to be quite a common sight in the area. Well, One time they were about to leave when they saw Peter and his friends. They greeted each other nicely, but apparently my sister's friend just glared at him. Oh, really? Why? She said that he was dating her best friend, but then dumped her for the daughter of a rich family from a different department. Broke her heart, he did. She thought that he really loved her and that they were pretty serious, but as soon as someone with more money came along, he ditched her, just like that. He seemed to have done similar things right through college, though, so the things the girls said about him were never very good. You don't need to tell me all of this, Jane. It's not like I'm planning to do anything with him anyway. Feels a bit strange for me listening to you talk about one of Dad's juniors like this, you know. Anyway, he was a bit of a player all through college, and the girls who fell for him couldn't seem to be able to pull themselves together. I'm just saying that I don't like him and that I think you should be careful, that's all. He's pretty good looking, yes, but I really don't know what all of those girls saw in him, if I'm honest. He's definitely smart, though. He passed all of his medical exams first time, you know. Anyway, he's one of those people. I'm just telling you all of this because I don't want you to get hurt, that's all. I thought I'd better tell you before anything happens between the two of you. Jane, can you please stop talking about him now, please? I've nearly wasted my whole lunch hour talking about him. I better hurry up and eat my lunch or I won't have time to eat at all. I've got to get back, you know. How's the food? It's something I'm testing at the moment. It's pretty good, right? Yeah, it's delicious. But to be honest, so is everything you make. You're amazing. Aw, that's so nice of you to say something like that. Thank you. Anyway, do you think your dad's going to get the job? I'm not sure, really. The competition for it is pretty fierce, you know. You better get your dad to be a bit more active in the community. Go out, meet some of the hospital bigwigs, that type of thing. If what I hear from other doctors and people who come to drink here of an evening has anything to go by, you can't get the job through skills alone anymore. That's true, but do you think he'd actually listen to me? Not everyone even gets the chance to be the boss of a huge hospital like that, you know? It really seems to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for your dad. They really do, don't they? He doesn't usually listen to me about things concerning his job, but I'll definitely let him know what you've just told me.
I really don't understand your father, you know. He has to put his all into this, surely. He will never get another opportunity like this, you know?
I know that, don't I? Stop going on about it now. You've been talking about my dad for over 20 minutes. I'm sick of it.
It's important, isn't it? Public health infrastructure. He has to be able to appeal about the upgrading of power.
He knows that. Of course he does. He isn't stupid, you know.
Anyway, have you spoken to your father about me yet?
About that?
Oh, so you still haven't told him then? When are you planning on talking to him about it? I thought that you would have at least mentioned me to him by now, you know? I thought we were serious, but you obviously don't feel the same way, do you?
Peter, we've only been dating for 5 months.
Do you think that's a short amount of time?
Well, yes, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think 5 months is a very long time. I think it would be difficult to get to know someone properly within that amount of time as well. If I told Dad after such a short time, he'd think I was being hasty.
What are you talking about? How is that hasty? We've got on great the whole time though, haven't we? Do you think that I'm not enough for you or something?
Why are you suddenly talking like that?
Do you think it's ridiculous that I'm just a lowly clinical assistant professor? Is that it? Because I'm just affiliated with the hospital and I'm not a regular employee? Are you ashamed of me? Is that why you don't want to tell your dad about us dating?
No, it's nothing like that.
Your family are really well educated, aren't they? Your dad is the 4th generation of medical professors.
Stop this now. None of that has anything to do with it. On the contrary, I don't think that I'm good enough for you.
I want to hurry up and settle down now, that's all. I'm sure that it's you that I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Oh, don't say things like that, please, not today.
What's wrong all of a sudden?
Just not today. It's the anniversary of my mom's death, you see.
How can you suddenly be like that now when you followed me to a hotel on your mom's anniversary?
Dad's not doing his rounds tonight and is still at home. I just said that I was going for a run and came out for a little while, that's all.
You have 2 housekeepers anyway, don't you? I don't see what the problem is.
I really have to go home and do my bit to help today, I think. Have you ever said that and it actually not taken very long?
Are you saying that you hate the idea? Why are you being like this? I thought that you liked me too. It really won't take long.
Not today. I can't.
I feel a bit sorry to your mom for saying this, but I really love spending time with you like this. The food is really good too.
Me too. I feel the same, Dad.
Has Gran already gone to sleep?
She always goes to bed early on Mom's anniversary day, doesn't she? I think it's because she's mad at Mom for going before her and leaving her to do all of the work.
Try to understand her, won't you?
Of course. I think I'd feel the same if I was her. Mom also left her son to live out his next 30 years or so alone. Of course she would hate her. I think I would too if I was her.
It's not Mom's fault, though, is it? It's me who made the choice to live like this.
Dad, why don't you get remarried before it's too late?
I will think about it once you're married. I just need to make sure that you're happy and settled before I can even think about what I'm gonna do with my life.
The team leaders in the orthopedic department seem to be really busy.
Yes, they are. Their boss really wants the hospital executive job, you know?
You know Café Moulin Rouge, don't you?
Yes, of course I do. It's the place your friend Jane owns, isn't it?
It's really packed at night, you know? It's a popular wine bar after all.
Yes, I know all about it.
There seem to be heated discussions in there every night about the executive position. They seem to be trying to get the head of orthopedics to become the new hospital executive, you see?
Wow, you do hear a lot, being close to the coffee shop manager and all.
I do, don't I? They're going to vote on it next year, and as your daughter, I'd love to see you get appointed as the new boss. What do you think?
I'm grateful that you're finally taking an interest at least.
Dad?
What is it?
If I said that I was going to get married, would you feel hurt?
What are you talking about? Why would I feel hurt about it? I'd be delighted. It'd be a weight off my shoulders.
Is that what I am to you? A weight on your shoulders? A weight that you love to death, obviously.
I can only get remarried once I've seen you get married, you see?
I was planning to get married after you had remarried, to be honest.
Let's not go on like that. Have you got a boyfriend then?
Have you got a girlfriend?
Well, I might have.
What? Really? I'd never have guessed. I have a boyfriend, you see.
Really?
Yes.
Who is it then?
It's one of your junior doctors.
Which one? Oh, don't leave me in suspense like this. You're saying that Peter is your boyfriend?
Yes, I am. We've been dating for about 5 months now.
I'd have thought Mark was more of your type. I really thought that it would have been him.
Why on earth did you think that?
Oh, it's just that since last year, he seemed to be coming to our house more often, and he also started going down to the pharmacy himself instead of sending someone else, you see?
Why does that mean that we're dating?
It means that he's interested in you, surely. When you said it was one of my juniors, it just seemed to make sense, that's all.
You look quite disappointed.
Oh, it's just that Mark seems like such a nice boy. I was kind of hoping it was gonna be him, especially when you said that it was one of my juniors. He's really hardworking, and good at his job too. He's also very kind and friendly.
Dad, you are strange sometimes. I just told you that I'm dating Peter. Why do you keep going on about Mark to me like that?
You do like Mark, though, don't you?
How would you possibly know that?
I only said anything about it because I just had a feeling that he liked you, that's all.
No, I must admit that I did notice him, but that's as far as it went. I noticed that he was coming down to the pharmacy when he could have just sent someone instead, and that he was calling me about problems that he could have easily sorted out himself.
He's not really your type, though, is he?
Why are you talking like this now? What good will it do anyone? I told you I'm seeing Peter, not Mark.
Mark is a bit on the larger side, I guess. But to be honest, the two of us aren't exactly tiny, are we now?
Stop talking about Mark, will you? I'm trying to talk to you about Peter. Why do you keep turning the conversation around to Mark like this?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop talking about Mark now. Anyway, I respect your decision. I know that you always think things through carefully and that you're not the type to rush into things.
Thanks, Dad. Are you saying that it's okay then, that you're giving us your permission to get married then?
What? Do you not think that you're being a bit hasty? You haven't even been dating for 5 months yet, have you?
I know, but I'm not getting any younger and... Oh, I don't know.
What's the problem? You don't sound too sure about getting married yourself, to be honest.
Moving on. Didn't you say that you had a girlfriend too, Dad?
What does that have to do with what you're talking to me about at the moment? Don't change the subject.
Do you think that you'd like to marry her? It's Rose, isn't it? One of the deputies in your hospital.
Oh, how on earth did you know that?
It's obvious, isn't it? You've never been interested in golf your whole life, and she's the only one who plays, and you're suddenly practicing in your study every night, aren't you? I know that she's single too. Of course it's her. How could it be anyone else?
Oh, you already knew then.
How could I not? You're pretty obvious, you know.
How could your dad want to get married at his age? It's a bit strange, isn't it?
What's wrong with his age?
Do you really think it's normal for someone to get remarried when they're as old as your dad is?
Dad's been alone for a long time now. I'm really happy for him, actually. I'm glad that he has found a partner to spend the rest of his life with. I just hope that they're happy together now that he's finally found someone nice that he wanted to marry.
Rose is only around 45 though, isn't she?
So what? What difference does that make?
There is a huge age gap. She's so much younger than your father is. Surely it's only right that she marry someone closer to her age so that she can have children. I think maybe your father is being a bit greedy.
So you think that if she marries my dad that they won't be able to have a baby? Why not?
What? Are you serious? You're being ridiculous.
My dad's only 55, you know. He's not as ancient as you're making out. Being a doctor, you should know that the man's age isn't really important as far as having a baby is concerned.
So you're saying that your father wants to have another baby at that age? I really can't believe it.
I'm not saying he wants to, just that he could if he wanted to. You're talking about my dad like he's a really old man or something.
Why does he suddenly want to get remarried?
My dad had me when he was still a student. He lived with my mom for just 3 years and has been on his own ever since. It makes me really sad to think how lonely he must have been.
Did you talk to him about us getting married?
Yes, I did.
What did he say? Did he say that he hates me?
No, he didn't say anything like that.
Why don't we get married first then? We could get married as soon as we can and have a baby.
What's the rush?
To be honest, from now on, you have to be a bit smarter.
What do you mean?
You know that the biggest part of a person's wealth goes to their partner, don't you?
Yes, I do.
That means that if your dad gets married again, his assets will go to his new wife when he dies, instead of you.
Oh, so that's what you're thinking about now, is it? I did wonder why you seemed so against my dad getting married.
Of course it is. You have to protect what is rightfully yours, you know?
So you're saying that my dad's going to die soon?
You know that's not what I'm saying. Oh, why do you have to read so much into it?
If we're talking about wealth and assets now, I don't know if you know this, but Rose has a lot more than my dad anyway. The hospital CEO is her father, isn't he?
You really don't know how stuff like this works, do you? The more you have, the more you want.
Oh, really?
Anyway, don't you think us getting married first would be better anyway? I think it would look better for the guests, and the two of them can just go to the registry office or somewhere quiet and get married later.
What? It would look better to the guests if Dad got married first. What are you talking about? It looks better to have a man and woman from both families, even if the woman isn't my real mother. It would be a lot nicer for Dad to be with Rose at her wedding instead of sitting there on his own as well.
I still think that we should get married first, and as soon as possible too. I also think that you should tell your dad to get married as late as possible.
So you're really planning to marry Peter, are you? Even after what I told you before? Yes, I am. Do you love him? Yes, of course I love him. I thought the two of you were just going to have fun together for a while and then end it, you see? To be honest, I really didn't see him as your type. My type? What do you mean by that? I know I probably shouldn't say this, but I really don't think the two of you are a very good fit. Are you saying that you think it's strange that such a cool, good-looking guy likes me? Of course, I'm not saying that. Stop putting words into my mouth. There's just something that doesn't feel right, that's all. Feels like you, a beautiful swan, are planning to marry a little swallow or something like that. Something just doesn't fit. I really don't trust him, and I think you could do a lot better. You're too good for him. An ugly swan, you mean? No, a beautiful, strong, smart swan, of course. Have you forgotten everything I told you about him before? No, I haven't forgotten. But all of that was a long time ago now, and people change as they get older anyway, don't they? And you're saying that what you and Mark had was just nothing? Peter says he loves me. He really shows me that he does as well. I believe that he really does love me, and I love him too. How do you know that he really loves you? Does he make your heart beat faster when you see him? Does he tell you that he loves you over and over again? No. He shows me rather than telling me. What do you mean? He really loves me. He's red hot like fire, you know. Oh, you mean he shows you in the bedroom. That was what you meant. I thought he was being really good to you or something. I don't know. Oh, so that's why all the girls fell for him in college then, is it? I was wondering how he got all those pretty rich girls falling at his feet like that, you know? Just let me say this one thing. Things that happen in the bedroom can ruin both yours and your family's lives, so you better be careful. I still think it's great. It's the first time in my life that I've felt like this. Felt this kind of fire, I mean. Dad, are you for real? You're not joking?
Yes, it's true. Why would I joke about something as important as this?
Wow, Dad, that's great news. Gran's going to be so excited.
You got that right.
I can't believe I am going to have a baby brother or sister. How's Rose doing?
She's doing great so far. I told her to use a year's maternity leave. She's having this baby quite late, you see.
Well, her dad's the hospital CEO anyway, isn't he? So I can't see any of that being a problem for her.
Why do you sound so sarcastic when you said that just then?
Congratulations, Dad. I'm really happy for you.
Thanks, Lauren. You're such an amazing daughter, you know. You don't hate the idea of me having another baby, do you? I mean, I am pretty old now, and your little brother or sister will be over 30 years younger than you.
What is there to hate? I think it's brilliant. It makes me feel really good to see you settle down and happy like this. Plus, you're finally going to get the son that you've always wanted.
Hey, how can I possibly know whether it's going to be a son or not?
I'm just pressurizing you to have one, that's all. I really am so pleased for you, you know. You've seemed so disappointed and miserable since the orthopedic doctor got the job you wanted, you know?
I know I have, but I couldn't care less about it anymore.
Having another baby is a lot better than some poxy job, though, isn't it?
Of course it is. I'm really happy, you know. I haven't felt this happy for a very long time. What did you just say?
It's exciting, isn't it?
Just tell me what you said one more time, will you?
Have you really had that much to drink? I said that Rose is pregnant. I've been praying for me to get pregnant, but funnily enough, Rose has got pregnant first.
How can that have happened?
What do you mean?
Your dad's 56. Is he really a doctor? How could he be so ignorant?
What did you just call him? Ignorant?
It was a joke. You don't need to look at me so seriously, you know?
You should be more careful about what you say. How dare you call my dad ignorant?
I said I didn't mean it. It just somehow slipped out.
Give it here. I'll open it for you. Why can't you even open a bottle?
Why won't this stupid thing open? It's locked with a padlock or something.
Hey! Why did you throw the bottle at the wall?
Ugh, nothing's going right. I've had enough.
What's wrong with you all of a sudden? Why are you suddenly throwing things and swearing like that?
Just get dinner or something, will you? He has just missed out on a job of a lifetime. How on earth could he feel like making babies? I am really shocked. He must be pretty good, though.
Watch your mouth, will you? I don't want to have to tell you again.
Your dad has just got a girl pregnant at his age. What else am I supposed to say? How can he get her pregnant, yet we are so much younger and aren't having any luck? Bigger men like that must be really good in bed or something.
Now you're attacking him, are you? You really have crossed the line. You're pathetic.
Yes, I'm attacking your father's appearance because I'm pathetic. Your huge old father can make a baby, but why can't you get pregnant? You're huge just like him, aren't you?
You really are pathetic, aren't you?
What did you say to me? Come here, I'll show you what happens when you talk to me like that.
Now you've quit at the pharmacy, I don't get to see you anymore. Yes, I know. Do I really need to go as far as turning up unannounced at your house like this just to see your face? That's just the way things seem to have turned out, I'm afraid. Your grand's well, isn't she? Yes, she's fine. How's your little brother? He's getting really big now. Your dad looks so happy these days, you know. He does, doesn't he? I guess that's what finally having a son at his age does to you. I've made you some of the cupcakes that you like. They're really good, you know. Why don't you try one? Wow, you didn't have to do all of this for me. You've made loads. Let's sit down. No, it's okay. I'm more comfortable standing. What's wrong with you? I feel really uncomfortable standing here like this. Let's go and sit down. Ouch! Jean, don't touch me, will you? Be careful. What's wrong? Are you hurt? Hey, what's that on your arm? It's nothing. Come here and sit down, will you? Oh my, what's all this? On your knees? Your neck? Jean, stop it. What's wrong with you? Stay still a second. What is all of this? What's he done to you? Has he beaten you? It was my fault. We were arguing and I went too far. I was wrong. It doesn't matter what you said. How could he do this to you? Look at all these bruises. We were arguing and I crossed the line. What did you say? I just asked why he wanted so much from my family when he didn't contribute a thing to the wedding. What is it that he wants? He wants to divide assets. He wants a share of my dad's wealth. I guess that's what he wanted from the start, just like you said. What? He's never even had any assets of his own to divide, from what I can see. What a piece of trash! And how dare he do this to you? No matter what you said, this is wrong. Peter, you've done enough now. Just leave her alone.
What business is it of yours? What right do you have to tell me to leave, Jane? Do you think I'd just say, okay, and just leave like that?
I think it would be better for you if you just did what I said and went. I know that you've been beating Lauren, and I have evidence to prove it too.
What did you say?
You were famous for dating lots of girls in college as well, weren't you? As they were all from rich families, it was really easy to find their contact details, you know. If you don't want to lose everything, I think it would be best if you just let Lauren go. I heard that you were still refusing to let her divorce you.
She said that, did she?
Yes, she did.
Well, she's lying. She's the one that can't bear to divorce me because she likes me so much. She likes sleeping with me.
Shut your trap. If you don't go to the court to finalize the divorce in the next few days, you'll get what's coming to you. I can't bear to see what you're doing to Lauren. I won't stand for it. Do you think I'm joking or something? I am deadly serious, you jerk. We've also got recordings of all the abuse you've been chucking around for the last 3 months.
That pathetic excuse for a woman recorded me, did she? She said that I'd been mean to her, did she?
You better stop it all right now. I've had enough. It's a scary world that we're living in now, you know. If I'm honest, I can't believe you were brave enough, stupid enough, to say some of the things you've said to her. You really do talk some nonsense sometimes as well.
Oh, you mean about the division of assets?
Are you still going on about that? You're ridiculous if you think you're going to get anything. You better get ready to pay her alimony with the evidence we have against you. Lauren's a really kind person, so if you just give her the divorce, she won't press a case against you with all the evidence we've gathered. She just doesn't want the hassle. If you don't want to lose everything, I suggest you just do what she wants and thank your lucky stars that she isn't pressing charges, because if it was me, I'd be making sure you went down. Your dad's really busy, isn't he? Yes, getting ready to apply for the hospital manager's job seems to be taking up a lot of his time. I can't believe the person they gave the job to embezzled all of those public funds. Right? Neither can I. Can't believe he was so brazen. Did he ever think that he'd get caught? I don't know. Even the title of the hospital manager should be an honor. What on earth is he thinking? Maybe he thought that title meant that people would just let him do whatever he wanted and wouldn't even question him. I guess he was just blinded by the money. From what I've heard, he's been lobbied by pharmaceutical companies since he started it out. Wow, you really do hear everything, don't you? Anyway, are you and Mark getting on well? How's your dating going? We're not dating. Oh, you aren't? Looks like you are to me. No, we're just good friends. I think I'm done with men for now. I need a break from them. Did he call you again today, pretending to ask about prescriptions or something? Oh, I don't know what he's trying to do. Well, whose fault could it possibly have been? My ex-husband Peter was my first real partner. No one had really showed an interest in a bigger girl like me. He turned out to be a terrible person who bewitched rich girls like me. I was fooled by the attention and the love that I thought that he had for me. He got close to me because of the hope of what my father's power and wealth could bring to him. But after we married and he realized that he couldn't get any of what he hoped for, he started abusing me both verbally and physically. Thanks to the help that Jane gave me, I was able to divorce him fairly easily before things got any worse. After what happened to me, I withdrew from the people around me for some time. I then started to rise again. Mark, who I'd seen since he was an intern and got invited to our house for dinners, had always liked me. He was 3 times my size and had always been very timid and shy. Well, he started to be more enthusiastic in showing how he felt about me. In the end, I fell for his kindness, loyalty, and determination, and we ended up getting married. We had our first child not long after getting married, and soon after that, Rose's father passed away, making my father the CEO of the hospital. My husband was, of course, thrilled with the development. Rose quit her job and stayed at home. She just had her second child and had decided to become a stay-at-home mom to raise them, you see. Oh, if you were to believe what Jane had heard about my ex Peter, he moved to a private hospital and was flirting with all the rich nurses. He dated and got dumped by one, then got really drunk at a company dinner, had a one-night stand with another nurse, and got her pregnant. He told her to have an abortion, but she refused, so he is stuck with a 22-year-old nurse, and they are apparently due to be getting married next month. He must be very pleased to be having a baby at long last, I guess. Unfortunately for him, the girl's family seems a long way from the rich families that he's always dreamt of having as in-laws. Jane said that the girl's family runs a struggling little corner shop in the city. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.